Hello and welcome. My name is Elyse. I have got something different today. I'm going to be making these felt coffee cozies. So not a card today, but I like to stitch on felt in my spare time. So I thought I'd share with you guys. So I've got the coffee cozy die set from Trinity Stamps, and it comes with a lot of really cool add-ons and these little scallops to add a little bit of detail. So there's a heart, a pumpkin, a circle, some flowers. And then really, really cool, Benzie Designs actually partnered with Trinity Stamps to get some felts in basically what is the Trinity Stamps rainbow. So these are so much fun. And I'll have these linked down below too. This felt is really luxurious, very, very high quality. I highly recommend it. And then you can also get the matching DMC flosses. So Benzie matches the felt and the floss together for you, so you don't have to figure it out at the store and hope that you get a match. They've already done that work for you, and you can just buy it straight from them. So I've got some of the felt. I decided for this one that I'm going to show you, I used the gray felt for my base, and then I'm going to be using the two pink felts as well. So I've got my typical Gemini Junior cutting plate sandwich here without a shim. And the coffee cozy is a little bit long, so you do need to run it through twice. So what I do is I run it through, swap which end is hanging out, and then push it through again. And I'm also going to have to run through these little scalloped borders twice as well. So in my cutting plate sandwich, just to clarify, I have got the bottom cutting plate, the plastic shim, the magnetic shim, and the second cutting plate. That's it. And this die cuts through in one pass. I was super impressed. So here you can see I've got everything cut out and I can get started. I've got some of this glue here. It's like a fabric glue. I'll have everything linked down below. So I'm using this to just adhere everything down. By the way, I'm just poking out some of the holes where the felt was being a little bit stubborn. Felt is sticky inherently. It just sticks to itself. So sometimes it doesn't want to release the holes. Anyways, I've got some of this glue here, and you could instead pin these down like if you were sewing something else, but I just use this glue. Part of it is because it's just easier and I don't have to fiddle with pins because I will probably stab myself. And the other part of it is I want all of these elements to stay stuck on. So the stitching is secondary. The glue is probably really what's holding this together. So just going ahead and gluing on those scallops behind the stitching. For this project, because I am consistently going through pieces of felt that do not have holes stitched. So the scallops don't have holes stitched, and the center of my coffee cozy, where that heart is, does not have holes stitched. I'm going to use a real pointy needle. Usually when I do felt work or stitching on cards, I use a tapestry needle, which has a dull end. So I'm just going in with the matching floss here for that red. By the way, I don't realize it until the very end of me making this. This was the first time I had used this die that I glued the heart on upside down. It's fine. I'll make another one, but I still wanted to show you guys this on camera. So to start out, I just double knot my thread, and I'm using all 6 strands here. And what I do is it's just plain old back stitching. So I go up one hole and down the next. I mean, this is very much nothing fancy. So I went up a hole, down the next, and then I will go back to the farthest hole now, and then go back through the last hole that I stitched. So just simple back stitching, and I'm going to do that around the entire heart. Now you could get fancy and do other stitches. For me, this is what works. It's pretty mindless. So things like this I'll do like sitting in front of the TV. And if you're planning on doing that And these would make really great stocking stuffers. So maybe get on making these. If you made one every other night or something, you could have a bunch for your friends. Okay, so once I have gone around the entire heart, I'm just going to finish that off. I had a short piece of string left, so it was kind of an ugly finish off. I'll show you at the end exactly how I finish off. So now I've got that heart stitched on, and I can start with the scalloped edge. So now I'm taking the lighter pink matching floss, and once again I'm just going to backstitch. So I'm going to go up one hole, down the next, and then skip over, go up the next hole, and back through the second hole. And I'm just going to do this all along the edge. Now this doesn't take very long. I filmed me making this cozy, so I was trying to keep my hand in frame and things like that. So it probably took me a little bit longer than it would have. I bet all in all, this took me about 40 minutes to make, including the die cutting. So if you worked ahead and did a bunch of the die cutting, kind of batched that process and batched the gluing or pinning, depending on what you want to do, you could get these done pretty quickly. Like I said, things like this are usually like a television watching hobby for me. So I'm just going to finish off the stitching. So I've done the top and now the bottom. And now I can move on and do the adhering of the side. So there is a little die in the die set that cuts these little holes. And just for ease, once again, I'm going to glue the edge. And just that way it's held down for me and I don't have to hold this down while I'm trying to do my stitching. Because now the holes are on the inside. So it's a little bit hard for me to get the stitching on camera just because I am trying to look inside the coffee cozy, make sure I'm poking through the proper hole, and then coming back down through an actual hole and not just me poking the cozy wherever I want. This part is the only part on my cozies that I feel like doesn't look completely perfect. At the end of the day, this is a handmade gift that you're going to give someone, so I don't think it necessarily needs to look perfect. But you can see me here kind of struggling, trying to find a way to show the camera exactly how I'm poking these holes. So, doing my best here. I'm just going to go ahead and finish that off. And you can see here now it is complete, but I still need to tie it off. So to tie it off, I actually just went ahead and flipped this inside out so that I could see that floss a little bit better. And because it's all glued and stitched together, I know that it's going to stay together. So this is how I finish off my thread. I just go through the back of one of the stitches where there's like floss that's loose and just tie a little knot. And I'll do this, depending on how much extra floss I have, probably 2 to 4 times. So I think on this one I did it 3 times, and that's enough to really hold it sturdy. So these are so much fun to make. I think that you could do a ton of different fabrics on these or different colors of felt, different stitching. Like I said, there's a lot of accessories that come with that little pack. I think it'd be really, really fun to put buttons on these. And I think that people would just love these as a gift. If you know somebody that goes through the Starbucks drive-thru all of the time, this is the gift for them. You could give them this in a Starbucks gift card and it would be an adorable little Christmas or holiday gift. So here's that first cozy. This is when I realized the heart was upside down. Guys, sometimes. So at night, the night that I filmed this, I went ahead and stitched this one in front of the TV. And what I did was I took the little peppermint, this kind of swirly peppermint from the Sweet Holiday Wishes die set, and die cut that out of some red felt to make a Christmas theme. Now for these, instead of doing the glue, I found these fabric fuse sheets, which basically act like stick-it adhesive. If you've ever used stick-it adhesive and run it through your die cut machine, this is the stick-it for fabric. It's the best way I know how to describe it. So I just adhere it to the back of the felt, run the die through the machine. It cuts through the felt and through the adhesive. And now I have adhesive on the back side and I can just stick my dies down. So think outside the box. You could use this coffee cozy with a lot of different dies that you already have if you have these little fabric fuse sheets. By the way, everything's linked down below. Thank you so much for watching me today. If you want to see more from Trinity Stamps and from the design team, be sure that you subscribe. There are more videos to watch on the screen, and we will catch you in the next one. I hope you have a wonderful day.